Hi everyone, my name is April. Welcome to my channel, and today I have a what sold for you for the week of July 21st to July 27th. I just made this video and it's been a while since I used this technology and the video didn't save. So I know this video will be about 35 minutes long. I'm actually grateful that it didn't save because I had made an error on my Poshmark sale, so it allowed me to fix it. So welcome to my channel. If you like all things reseller, thrifting, what's sold, unboxings, you've come to the right place. If you are new, thanks so much for visiting. Hopefully you'll subscribe. And if you're returning, thank you also. So let's take a look here up at the screen. And what I've got for you is some data. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm not Kaylee Elaine. I love her, but this is like not my full-time job. And so these numbers may be a little bit off, but I did this very quickly for you, and this takes time. So anybody who's a reseller knows that if you put these videos out, this takes a lot of time to do. So if I made a little mistake or two, this should be pretty close to accurate. On Poshmark, I had 45 sales. I did run a pretty significant sale, 50% off. I did a waterfall, which means you send offers in 10% increments, and I got up to 50% off, and that's why I had so many sales. So 45 sales. My profit, which does not include the cost of goods, which we'll do in a minute, but does include all site fees, etc., $1,142. eBay 38 sales at $814.87. Depop 6 at $174.56, and Mercari 5 sales at $103.30. Total 94 sales. That total profit there minus cost of goods you can see is $1898.21. So $20.19 profit on each sale. And I say on each sale because I did have a couple bundle sales, which you will see. Now, again, I did let some things go at a much lower price on Poshmark because I needed to build some momentum. Summer slowdown had me like really, really sad. And so I did definitely send out some offers. Some things were sent to me. So let's get started because like I said, I already made this video. And so I'm already 35 minutes in to a video that didn't even get published. So let's take a look at these sales. So grab something to drink because it is going to be a little bit of a ride. Hold on. Hopefully you're working and you enjoy this kind of thing. These are my favorite videos. If you don't follow Amanda Pruitt, you should, because she and I are like soul sisters. You don't know what Amanda, but we are. And I'm a little bit messy sometimes, like every day, actually, all the time. And this is going to be just unfiltered. So bear with me, get something to eat, get something to drink. Hopefully you're working and you're listening to this in the background and this is helpful to you. But the reason I mentioned Amanda Pruitt, she said these are her favorite videos to watch. Not my favorite videos to make, she said. Same for me. These are absolutely my favorite to watch. So let's go ahead and get started. First is a pair of sunglasses that I got from a online Goodwill auction. I bought a ton of sunglasses. I did not buy the sunglasses for these sunglasses, I assure you. These were just another pair in there and sold them for $8. Clio I'd never heard of. I probably will never hear of again. Kleo. Nothing I would pick up. Vera Bradley on-the-go bag I got free from a friend who gave me a bag of bags, and I sold it for $20. Vera Bradley does okay, depending on what you pick up. I just sold another Vera Bradley bag a couple days ago on Depop, so there you go. Now, this is a bag I would definitely pay a little bit more attention to. American Leather Co. Very well-made bag. This had a name. It was called the Tandoori Classic bag. It's a crossbody, really small bag, sold for $60. And that was on an offer to me. Okay, that wasn't 50% off. These Eddie Bauer shorts were called the Willet. They were pull-on and XXL. This was a 50% offer. And then the person countered the 50% offer. I think I had these listed for $25. So a 50% offer was sent and they countered at $10. Again, trying to build momentum, which I do think impacts the algorithm when you're just moving things. This little mountain looking thing, I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called, maybe Ascent. But if you see that, it is something that in Eddie Bauer, which is a bread and butter brand, will make it sell better. I don't know why. It didn't include it here. Did I? No. But, so these should have sold probably for $18 to $22. Take what you can take. I probably paid $2 or $3 for them. This Lucky Brand tee I got for myself and just didn't like the way it fit me. I got it from a local Salvation Army, so I went ahead and sold it for $12. Lucky Brand is really good in bigger sizes, which you will see I have a shirt in a bigger size. These American Eagle jeans I got at my local Salvation Army on Dollar Day. They were torn to heck. Size 18 though, that's why I picked them up, and they did sell for $14. Well, I made about $10 on that sale. This is a brand that you should pay more attention to, so if you are working, I would definitely kind of perk your ears up here. It's called Trip NYC. I'll pop the brand up, or the logo, excuse me, the logo up on the screen for you. If you're working, you can take a look. This is like a streetwear goth brand that, if it's got a lot of like embellishments, basically, you really want to think about picking it up. So these had these skulls and some like studded detail, the zip detail. They were a size 0. They were tiny, and they still sold for on an offer for $54. So yeah, this is a really good brand to know, and other resellers have also talked about it. Now that's the first time I've ever found it in the wild. No, it's the second time I found it in the wild. First time it sold. The other ones are still available, but they're plain, so they haven't sold yet. This tiki tie came from a Helpsy Source palette that is no longer sold. It was an accessories palette. I made my money back times like 4 on that palette. I think they were like $800. I had a discount. I do have a discount on Helpsy. I only got sold that for $10. I have quite a few items from that palette here still. I got that palette I think in April. Still selling items from it. This Longitude swim dress is definitely an older dress. It's got its union label, so if you look for that union made label, it is older. You always want to check your elastic on these older pieces, but it was an 18 tall, and that was part of the 50% offer sale. This Athleta top was part of a Helpsy Athleta box. I would not buy an Athleta box again from them. I do only buy the branded, but I try to stick to brands that are like Everlane, things that I really feel more confident about, which Everlane isn't even really selling very well right now, but that only sold for $15. But I did sell through everything else, I believe. I'm pretty sure, because I actually just sold a tank top from that same lot. So they are finally all gone. This Rouge blouse came from my recent ThredUp Mixed Women's Rescue that I got on July 4th. That video is available. What I kept, this sold within a couple days for $35. It really should have sold for about $50. That was an offer to me, and I accepted. I think it was an offer to me, I'm pretty sure. This is one of those bundles I was telling you about. So I bought a ton of Stella & Dot from a friend, a colleague, I should say, who used to sell Stella & Dot and was just getting rid of it. And she sold a ton. I mean, probably paid $2 each for these to me. And I sold this to another reseller at 60% off. So the prices you see here are what I had it listed for. Okay, you know, she had picked up another bundle and then canceled it to combine shipping. So that's why you see that order canceled there. This Free People dress, I got in a mystery box from a woman that I just did a mystery unboxing from. And I'm sure she wouldn't care if I told you her name now, but this Free People does not do well in mini dresses, in my opinion, or in like rompers. The longer jumpsuits are good. The midi dresses, the maxi dresses, you can get like upward to $100 for, but mini do not do well. I was hoping to get 20 for that, but again, I let it go. I actually had an offer on that for 18 previously that I didn't accept, but you live and you learn, people. It's vintage 90s Talbots. These braided belts are, and this was a vintage braided belt, they do really well. So this I had listed for 30 and it sold for 15. It was a bigger belt, and it's really because you can put that little thing that, I don't know, that piece of metal that hooks the belt. You can put it anywhere, right? And it'll fit you. So I always measure my belts. I don't know if you do. Maybe you don't, but I do. Just because I like to measure things. I don't know. I'm weird like that. Or maybe I'm not weird. Maybe it's not weird at all. This dress sold for $18. New with tags for Cynthia, but it was 100% linen. and it was white, and so yeah, I let it go. I do photography of my white on a blue backdrop, and then I put it into, I have a picture like app, and so I put it in a different backdrop into it. That's not my backdrop. Super easy to use. I can actually tell you what the app is called. It's called Pic Collage, and I paid to have the upgraded version. There you go. All right. I've never done it like this before, but a reseller that I watch does it like this, so I'm trying it out. I don't do a lot of what solds because they definitely take a lot of time. They're not my favorite to do, but they're my favorite to watch, right? I think I might have said that already. I don't remember because I already made a video. Kate Spade gold glitter round studs, really adorable, new on the little backing, sold for $12, which is pretty, I think, typical of this. Kate Spade is not a great seller, used to be. I got that in a Goodwill online auction. I used to buy a lot of those. I don't really anymore. Hopefully this doesn't freeze up. Banana Republic, I do tend to purchase Banana Republic men's jeans if they're cheap. I got these on Dollar Day, so I went ahead and grabbed them. I really like Dollar Day, lowers my cost of goods. Those were $15. They were a boot cut. I would not buy skinny, but boot cut or like a baggy fit, I definitely would. This Anthropologie Mauve Floral Applique. I like Mauve still. I've heard other resellers say that they don't really pick Mauve up very often, but I do like Mauve depending on what it is. This came in a ThredUp Mixed Women's Rescue box. Excuse me, gotta stay hydrated. That light, hopefully, I'm trying to keep my head right in front of that light. I'm sorry, we're in the basement. This is the best place to do these videos for me, but anyway, sold for $22. I gotta get moving or we're never gonna leave. Finley, this is a brand also to know. I got 2 of these in a Mixed Women's Rescue. I don't think I did a video of this box. It wasn't my last two unboxings. But this brand is definitely one to know. I got 2 dresses, and they're very high retail, and the resale is really good on them as well. And this one sold for $30, but I had it listed for $60, and the other one that I sold was on eBay, and it sold for $45. So it's a pretty good price, $45 for a dress, a used dress, guys. This Athleta dress, I do get the like athleisure dresses. This I got, I believe, at Dollar Day as well. It was a Jura dress, and you know, it had a little wash wear, but it wasn't bad. Actually, this maybe says excellent, so I'm lying. It did not have that wash wear. I know I have another dress that's similar to that. I believe I do, because unless I'm thinking of something else. Guys, I list like 100 items, 70 to 120 items a week, so sometimes I cannot even remember what's happening in my life anymore. This is my second job, although it's summer, so I have summer off as a teacher. Okay, so just like one of my favorite resellers, I can't remember her name, I'll find it right now. I think it's Canary's Closet. I just bought something from her actually not too long ago. Just like she has a thing for the Canary Closet. She has a thing for Disney. I have a thing for saving vintage single stitch shirts. Okay. I don't know why, but like I have a really hard time not picking them up, especially if they're $1, which I'm sure I got this on Dollar Day. It was a really adorable palm tree print St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands shirt with a little pocket with the same repeated print, single stitch, and guys, I can't not. So $10, not a bunch, but you know, saves it from the landfill, which I love. And it's really a piece of history. Like, I know, I'm being very sentimental right now. These Vans shoes, I sold for $13. I just was really happy to get rid of them. I think those came from a Helpsy palette, a shoe palette I got, which I do think they still have those available sometimes. If you're interested in purchasing from Helpsy, I do have a 10% off code. It's just T4T, the number T, the letter T, the number 4, and a T, which stands for Teaching for Tips. So a story about saving old things. My very first house I ever bought was in 1878 with an attached carriage house. And my ex-husband and I bought that and gutted it. We paid $16,000 for it, gutted it, and saved it. You know, just have a lot of really fond memories in that house. It's where my daughters, you know, brought them home, and yeah. So anyway, I just clicked through that and didn't even talk about it, but it was a sterling silver. My goodness, charm, really cute. I don't know if cute's a word, but really It really was cute though. Starfish sterling silver charm. I sold for 15 in that 50% off sale. I got that in Goodwill online also. I bought a huge pile of sterling charms. I don't remember now how much I paid, but probably upwards of like $80 or $90 for a huge lot. Now let's talk about this fisherman sweater because we're going into fall weather and I do want just you to hear this. This is vintage. You can tell just by this tag right here, this all pure wool tag. You can also tell by the materials tag, made in Ireland, which should have been in this title. I don't know why it wasn't. Actually, I use Oneshop, and I do have their assistant sometimes making my listings, and I pay $1 a listing for that. If you're interested in Oneshop, it'll be in the description. You can try it out. Yeah, that should have been made in Ireland, or Irish should have been in there. So I had this listed for $105, had a ton of interest. I do relist every 60 days through Oneshop. Now, it did not sell for $105. That and these Clark shoes that I paid $2 for. Really adorable little Oxford style shoes. Pump. Sold for $80 together. I think I probably paid $5 or $6 for that sweater. So that is a great sale. I'm not trying to be greedy, but I'm trying to make money. But right now, I probably would have held out had I not needed the money. We've got kids going to college, school. We've got 3 more kids who are going back to school. School clothes. Whoa. Cost of goods, cost of groceries right now. I mean, that's our most expensive bill is groceries. So here's just another Stella and Dot piece. These leather bracelets that are studded do pretty well. I actually sold a bunch of those studded bracelets to that reseller who bought all those items that you saw at 60% off. Where we leave off. This is like dizzying, isn't it? I apologize. This Buffy Breeze Comforter. Now, if you've never used Buffy as a brand or found Buffy, I love this brand. I bought multiple palettes from Helpsy. They actually had more palettes available recently. They reached out to me and asked me if I wanted one, but I don't have the space right now. You know, if you have space, I would get it. So you can see some of them were packaged in the original packaging, and you can see like this one right here wasn't, where it has a little yellow sticky note. That was where I looked at the label to find out what it was, what size it was. This was that one. It was one of the last ones to sell, and I sold it at a reduced price because it was my very last one. So I sold through all of those. I mean, I sold a lot of those in a year. If you go to my Poshmark, which is in the description, you just type in Buffy, you'll see how much I sold. I got multiple pallets, my cost of goods, and one was like $8, another one was $11, and I made so much money off that pallet. So, but again, you really have to have the patience for sorting, and you have to have the storage area because that was a lot. And then I had to do a lot of measuring, and it kind of sucked actually, to be honest, but made some money. These Brooks shoes will be in a thrift haul that's coming up. I got these at my local Salvation Army, a couple bucks. Sold within hours, I think, for $25. Definitely within a day for $25. They're kind of trail shoes. I don't know why I didn't put trail in the listing title. Let's see. Did I have my assistant do it? Yeah, that's why. I can tell just by what it looks like. She did put hiking, or I actually probably put hiking in there. The keywords aren't always the greatest through Oneshop, but where'd we leave off? This J. Crew belt came in the accessories palette that I told you about. Still making money off that palette. I still have a Fendi purse I got authenticated left to sell from that palette. So I think I have it listed for like $300. All right. These Dolce & Gabbana sunglasses were in that palette. Sold them for $125. Yeah, craziness, right? So those haven't arrived yet. Hopefully soon. I did check tracking on them, and it just says that there's been a delay in delivery. These Spanx sold for $22. Guys, Spanx is still good. Not doing as well with the Spanx pants, like the leggings. I don't know about anybody else. I kind of don't even want to pick them up anymore because maybe once winter comes, fall, they'll sell. But I have quite a few pair available right now, and they're like, yeah, they're not doing so great. Sorry, I got some offers, and I'm like distracted. I'm very easily distracted. Fresh Produce is a brand that I really like. I've mentioned it before. This was new with tags, but it was small. So if you can get fresh produce in bigger sizes, especially in the dresses that are like more of an A-line, straight line dress with a really tropical beachy pattern. They're going to sell for like $25 to $35. So yeah, I sold a fresh produce tank top on Depop for like 20 bucks and it had stains on it. It had a fish pattern. So those do really well. I like that brand, but be careful with anything that's plain. I definitely wouldn't pick it up. You can see that was new with tags, had a cute pattern. Cute, had a cute. That's my favorite word. This Everlane bucket bag came in that Helpsy accessories palette I told you about. I'm just literally still trying to sell out of that stuff. I have so many purses left. And I've gotten a couple of those. Accessory palettes. They've just been super lucrative. I don't think they offer them anymore. I don't know if I already said that, but... All right, these Danskos. Okay, I have definitely slowed down picking up Danskos. I like Danskos, but I've definitely slowed down. These nursing clogs and this style, they do sell well, though. You want to do a Google search. These were just really in amazing condition. So anything, if it's like pristine, I would still pick it up. But if it's not, I would definitely check your comps now in Dansko. They used to be like, pick it up, doesn't matter what it is kind of thing. But now I definitely don't follow that rule. Where does my head need to be so that you guys aren't blinded by the light? Blinded by the light. Can you tell my age? If you don't know that song, you're older. You're younger than I am. Bowden does well, not in a style like this. I picked this up for a couple bucks, but Bowden does really well with your maxi and midi floral dresses. Okay, that's what you want to look for from Bowden. So this sold for $18. I'm not mad about it. I'm still making money, but if you're like trying to source for a higher profit and source less, you don't want to pick up a dress like that. I can't do that here, everyone. Like, I don't have that luxury where I live. I live in a very rural area, so my ability to do that, it's not that I don't have the brand knowledge, okay? It's I don't have the access. So I get what I get, and I do my best with the limited resources that I have in my area. So this is a Samso, which is actually a super good brand, but this was just a really plain blouse. So it sold in that 50% off sale for $15. And it was an extra small, some factors that are contributing to it having a lower sale price. Anytime you have extra small, you're just going to sell it for less. These J. McLaughlin pants they sold pretty quickly, actually. It sold for $22, and that was a 50% off. I had them at $45, I believe. I got these on a trip to see my daughter, who is in the Albany region, working a co-op, and I went down there to visit her and her sister, who was in a musical down there. I went down, actually, when she auditioned, I believe, and got those. Where did I leave off? And so I could claim the trip. I would do a little shopping, which I highly recommend you do in this business. And if you have children, and not even if you have children, if you're trying to save money like I am, which I shouldn't say I try to save money. I do try to, but then I go and buy lattes, so just full of dichotomies. This Angie dress was so gorgeous, but my picture did not do it justice. The stock photo did, so I went ahead and used the stock photo, $27. And that's a boutique brand. $27 for that all day long. Yep. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. All right. These Torrid shorts I've had way long. This was an online arbitrage. Somebody was selling a bunch of their Torrid and Cacique, like Lane Bryant bras, all new with tags. So I bought them, a couple bucks each. And these took a long time. I would not pick anything like that up again. Torrid blouses tend to do pretty well. Okay, where are we? We are getting dizzy. That's what we are. I'm not for this style. I like having them popped up. All right, this came from a mystery bundle that woman that I made the video from. $20, which I'm happy about. I think I had listed for $25 or $27, and they made an offer. So I went ahead and took it. That was a $7 average cost of goods in that. And I just layer those in, the cost of goods. I just layer them in, which means I add them. I have a spreadsheet, and it constantly keeps a running, like a live tally of what my cost of goods are. So I'm always aware of my cost of goods. Soma. So Soma is a brand really known for its bras and its pajamas, sleepwear, loungewear too. And if you can get its cool nights, kind of like Catalina Knit for Jay McLaughlin, if you can get its cool nights, which is a rayon spandex blend. I think it's 97 rayon, 93 rayon, 7% spandex. You're going to sell it much quicker. So these sold within a week, $24. I'm sure that wasn't an offer to me. That was definitely not 50% off because I would not have put them at $45. We've got to be almost done, people. We've got to be. Are we? Yes. This Yandy studded faux red leather, whatever you call it, came in a lingerie palette from... Oh, no. This came in a Halloween palette from Helpsy. So we're getting close to Halloween time. You'll see, I think, 1 or 2 other Halloween sales. Definitely, if you have access or you're willing to try Helpsy, get a Halloween palette. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Okay, I made so much money on my Halloween palette. Really helps my sales coming out of summer slowdown to be able to afford to live my life in September and October because sales are huge in September. This Everlane dress I paid a couple bucks for. It was a really soft blend, but only sold for $12. Not surprised. It was 50% off. Actually, a funny story about that. I could not find it anywhere. And I hang all my dresses, and I looked through everything. And finally, I found it, and don't ask me why, but it was in my, little fix-it bin of, stuff I have to sew. I'm like, why? Why would it be in there? Have you ever done that, lost something, and you're just like, it's like you can't sleep until you find it. These are so adorable. They're vintage Stefano, I think it's probably Stefano. Shorts, Bermuda shorts, really conservative style, large size, and dead stock, so new tags. I had to get these. I had to. They're just so cute. I include measurements on everything, by the way. These sold for $26. I probably paid $1 for them. I know I got them locally at my Salvation Army, and I usually shop there at Dollar Day, which I'm going to miss Dollar Day this coming weekend, and I'm so sad. I'm taking my mom to a musical. We are like a big musical family. We love musicals. My daughter is very, she was just in that stage production of Fiddler on the Roof, so... Sperry topsider scarves. I bought a bunch of these that I now regret, kind of like Mogi Beth regrets her. I don't know if she regrets her Free People palette, but she's ready for it to be over. I'm ready for this to be over. So if you don't follow Mogi Beth, go follow her. She's awesome. I paid $1, maybe $1.50 with shipping for these. I probably have 8 left. I'm not 100% sure, but... And last, but not least on Poshmark. This Democracy shirt that came in a thread-up palette... or mixed women's rescue boxes for $14. They sold it. Actually sold on eBay, but the person decided they did not like the way it fit them and returned it. I allow returns on eBay. Speaking of eBay, let's get going on eBay. All right, a couple cancel sales at the top. I canceled this one. I'm just going to pop it up because I think it's going to be faster, and I've already spent so much time doing this video. So this I had to cancel because I had already sold it on Depop. My one shop was not lining up with my Depop, so it wasn't taking out the sales. If you use a VA, a virtual assistant of any kind, then you know that you need your items to be removed from the other platforms that you've got them listed on. Didn't remove it. I wasn't aware that I'd forgotten to remove it and sold it twice, which I hate. So the woman was so kind, and she still left me positive feedback. This one, the buyer canceled. I have no idea why. This is a really popular style. I'm guessing it's probably because the toes had some wear, but I relisted them. I have already sold that style before, so I know they'll sell. All right, Chico's, these little earrings, they sold for $10. I got these online. I bought some Chico's jewelry. Chico's are $9. Chico's jewelry sells very well. I love picking it up. I just get it on the Goodwill auction site. I get it in a huge lot, go through it, clean it up if I need to, only a little bit. I have the cleaning cloths and then sell it. This is one of those bracelets from that lot I told you about, only sold for $10. It had a little bit of wear. This I got on Dollar Day. It's Worthington, which is just like a JCPenney brand. I would not highly recommend you picking up Worthington, but it was 100% silk, and it was a true wrap dress. It was midi length, or maxi length, so I picked it up. Victoria's Secret. Now, you can't sell used stuff on eBay. You can't sell underwear. But this didn't have the underwear, so it did sell for $15. Another piece of Stella and Dot, a bracelet from that lot I told you about. And another Stella and Dot, these earrings. So those both sold within a couple days of listing them. This Zara blouse was from a mixed women's rescue box, not a recent one, but maybe one like 6 or 8 months ago. Sold for $14. This skirt I got on Dollar Day as well. Really pretty pleated floral skirt, like a cabbage rose almost, sold for $12. Like I said, I was taking lower offers. This is a Catalina knit J. McLaughlin. It's called the Panama dress. So just like, Loft has names for their pants, J. McLaughlin has names for their dresses. So you definitely want to Google image search and include that name because people are looking for that name. So this is called the Panama dress. This Catalina knit is what J. McLaughlin is known for. It's a stretch knit. This is like a surplice. Now the reason it only sold for $15 is because it had stains on it. It had like this dye transfer. I got this from a woman that I bought a bunch of stuff from on one of those Facebook groups, and she wasn't aware that it had that. She sent me things to like compensate me for that, other things to replace it, and gave me choices, which I appreciated. These were a canceled sale. These will be returned, so there's no sense really talking too much about them. They love them, but they were a little big. But I will tell you, pull-on pants in Bermuda. If you go to a garage sale and you see them for a quarter, pull-on pants plus size, they're going to sell. Okay? Just take my word for it. They're going to sell for $15 to $25. Catherine's is a brand I love to pick up. This is just like a kind of like a cardigan or like a beach cover-up. I get these when they're $2, $3, $4. I get it on Dollar Day if I can, and that sold for $18. This came from the recent women's thread-up box. I believe it was the one I did the unboxing for, and sold for $16. Didn't have any size tag. Another fresh produce sale. This took a while to sell because it's a small, but I did pick it up because it's a Bermuda style. Sold for $18. CJ Banks is a brand that you wouldn't think would sell. Okay. It is a bread and butter mature brand, kind of like J. Jill, Chico's, Lane Bryant. I don't actually pick up a lot of Lane Bryant, but kind of like that same mentality. And it does Talbot's. It does pretty well. If you can get it new with tags, you're probably going to sell it for between $20, $30, depending on what it is, $35. So this is a 2X, just a plaid button down, $17, okay? If I'm paying $1 for it or $2, obviously my overall cost of goods is $3.58, but I'm buying more expensive things to compensate for that. This Karen Kane blouse came in a thread-up box, sold for $22.22. That was an offer to me. This came from that mystery box unboxing, I believe, or one of them that I got from that woman. Maybe it wasn't the unboxing, but it was a 12 tall. If it did come from that unboxing, they were $7 each for my cost of goods. Here is the Lucky brand I was telling you about, okay? Lucky brand in larger sizes can do very well. 3X. Guys, this is just a 3X short sleeve blouse, and it sold for $26.97. So here is another brand that is a bread and butter brand and a mature brand. It is Foxcroft. The non-iron Foxcroft I always pick up. So, I highly recommend you pick it up as well. $23, take a chance on it. Try it out. Here is an example of a pair of pants that had a title. They're called the Riviera. I always look for that. It will be right in there. You can see that up on the screen. The Riviera pant. Put that in your title. Sold for $27.02. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. Let's look at the view. It sold 15% off. So let's look over here. It sold for $4, so $23 about. $23, guys, for a pair of loft pants. And I know I got that at my Salvation Army. Okay, where'd we leave off? This feels like the video that never ends, people. This Donald Pliner heels sold for $20, and that is in a recent video. I paid like $1 for them, a little over $1. That was a Salvation Army day. Bali bras, B-A-L-I, Bali new with tag bras, especially the minimizer bras. This is a large size, 42 triple D. Buy it. $28.52. I always buy bras like that. This J. Crew clutch came from the Help See palette I told you about, $24. These American Eagle acid wash jeans I got at my Salvation Army, and they sold extra 15% off $27, whatever that is, like maybe around $20. I used to pick up a lot of vintage Afghans, like throws, blanket, couch throws. I shouldn't say blanket throws, but blankets, couch throws. I've really not been picking them up lately because they haven't been selling. Maybe as we go into fall weather, they will, but $22. These Tiki pants sold pretty quickly. They were in that unboxing, so they sold for $27. I'd never heard of that brand before. They're yoga pants. These Athleta pants I picked up on a trip for a competition for dance for my daughters. so I could claim the trip. They sold for $25. They were in a 3X, if I didn't say that. This Free People blouse didn't have a tag, but it did have its OB. So that OB number is a style number on the back of your care tag. I just Googled it. I put in OB and then the number, and it could be any Urban Outfitters, Free People, Anthropology. That sold $39.94, but with an extra 15% off. Disney shirt. Okay, just a plain Disney shirt. I got this from a woman who was reselling things locally to me. New tags in an XL, $36. Eileen Fisher pants I got on Helpsy. I got these a while back, about a year ago. So they're a large. They had like a contrast stripe on the side. Kind of hard to see. You can kind of see it there. Took a long time to sell. $36.15 with an extra 15% off. These shoes, Aria, I love picking up. Woman left me great feedback. They sold for $35.28. This Wolford came from that woman that also sold me the mystery box that I unboxed. They sold for $40. I think my cost of goods for that was $11. This watch, I do not know how to say it. I'm just going to take a wild guess. Peugeot. I'm pretty sure that did not come out properly. But anyway, it sold for $40. I got that from Helpsy palette, that accessory palette. And this Pandora charm bracelet also came from that palette, and it sold for $50. This is in my recent ThredUp What I Kept video. It sold within like a day. And it had a lot of stains. Had some cracking. Let me see here if I can show you the stains. Look at the stains. Kind of see that grease stain like right in the center. And it sold 15% off, $75, whatever that is. $9 off, so 65-ish. These Peter Millar pants I got on the yellow tag clearance at the TJ Maxx. I paid $18 for them, and they sold for 15% off, $83. So this Lauren Moshi sweater is being returned to me, so $75, but she just didn't like the fit. Lauren Moshi is a really great brand to know if you don't know Lauren Moshi. House of Lloyd, this was a Christmas around the world. This has been accepted. It didn't have all of its pieces. It was missing, and it had a crack in the palm tree and a couple other, I think, fine chips. And it sold for $68.60. It was kind of crazy to ship, but... And these shoes, I believe I got from that same mystery seller. Giuseppe Zanotti is a really great brand. They do tend to take a little while to sell. I mean, they are luxury, and they sold for $104.27. So let's get into Mercari. I don't have as many. This Michael Stars sold for $22.80. Came from ThredUp, Mixed Women's Rescue. It was one of my unboxings. This came from the same woman that Disney sweater on eBay sold, $18. Disney by Torrid. I'd like to stop on these jeans just to really point out that this kind of style will sell. It's an LL Bean tartan plaid lined pair of very distressed jeans. Okay, these are old used jeans. Old used, very used jeans. Sold for $25. I love selling LL Bean. Okay, this outdoor stuff, there is definitely a person for that out there. Another Walt Disney World, except I got this from ThredUp, sold for $26. And then this Roxy purse sold for $11.50, and it came from the Helpsy accessories palette. Now this is here. Depop sales. This Madewell dress came from that mystery seller. It was new with tags, and it sold for $50. This skirt sold for $16, and this came from an accessory, Halloween palette from Helpsy. This sold for $33. It is an Anthropology Pilcrow wide leg floral smocked jumpsuit. Really adorable, wide legs. $33. These Levi jeans, definitely pick up vintage Levi's still, but they don't sell as well as they used to. These sold for $30, and you don't want to get anything I don't get the tapered fit anymore. Try to really stick to something that flares or is more of a baggy fit. This sold for $28. It is a Yandy Starline. It was new in the package. Dead Assassin Halloween costume from the Helpsy accessory palette. And then last but not least, this Astra the Label, which is a brand that sometimes can sell really well. This sold for $22.10. This was actually still available online on a clearance, so I went ahead and sold it. I think it was like available for like $20. So, all right, everybody, that's it. If you stuck with me this whole way, God bless you. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this what sold video. I'm going to try to make these more regularly. Thanks so much for sticking with me. Have a great day and go out there and sell. Bye, everyone.